The largest highway construction project in Virginia's history is right in our backyard. Hampton Roads Bridge-Tunnel expansion project brings with it two completely new tunnels.
Imagine being stuck in traffic for what feels like forever, watching the clock tick while you barely move an inch. Frustrating, right? That's exactly what thousands of drivers go through every day on the Hampton Roads Bridge-Tunnel, a key route that just can't keep up with the heavy traffic. But what's really causing all that congestion? And more importantly, what's being done about it? Let's take a closer look at the problem and the big plans in motion to make traveling through Hampton Roads faster and easier. Hampton Roads Revamp. The Hampton Roads Bridge-Tunnel, HRBT, was first built back in the 1950s and expanded in the 70s and was designed to handle around 60,000 vehicles a day. But today, it's struggling to accommodate nearly twice that number, turning rush hour into a 6-mile crawl of frustration. Not exactly a smooth ride. This wasn't just about frustrated drivers losing their cool, though. The whole region was feeling the pain, from daily commuters to local businesses, and even the massive naval base and shipping port nearby were caught in this traffic nightmare. By the early 1990s, city planners, engineers, and state officials debated solutions to the mounting traffic problem in Hampton Roads, a region home to 1.7 million people, the world's biggest naval base, and the busiest container port on the East Coast. The area also boasts the world's largest collection of immersed tube tunnels, including the first ever tunnel built between man-made islands. Expanding the existing tunnel wasn't a simple task. Hampton Roads' geography is challenging, with low-lying land, shifting seabeds, and soft clay and silt. Any miscalculations could mean years of delay or, even worse, a structural disaster. The only viable solution? Constructing an entirely new twin tunnel beneath Norfolk Harbor, which is a huge project requiring cutting-edge engineering, billions of dollars, and an extraordinary level of precision. After years of planning and debate, a breakthrough finally came in 2019. The Virginia Department of Transportation, VDOT, signed a contract with Hampton Roads Connector Partners, HRBT, a powerhouse team of international engineering firms, including Dragados, Spain, Vinci Construction, France, Flatiron Constructors, US, and Dodon Campagnon Bernard, France. This project was designed to be a game-changer, featuring two twin-lane tunnels bored under the harbor, making it only the fourth of its kind in the U.S. Additionally, 10 miles of HRBT will be expanded to help ease traffic between Hampton and Norfolk. Originally, the entire project was expected to be completed by November of this year, providing a long-awaited solution to the area's notorious congestion. With a price tag of almost $4 billion, funding for the project comes from a mix of sources. About 92% is covered by a regional gas and sales tax that was put in place back in 2013 specifically for this purpose. The rest comes from state and federal funds, including $153.5 million from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed back in 2021. Work started in November of 2020 and was progressing steadily until it was paused due to COVID-19, causing unexpected setbacks that none of us anticipated. Challenges of the HRBT expansion. In the spring of 2022, Hampton Roads Connector Partners, HRBT, submitted documentation stating that they had experienced unforeseen cost and schedule impacts since the signing of the contract for the Hampton Road Bridge-Tunnel project in 2019. To carry out this massive project, the contractors relied on an advanced tunnel boring machine made in Germany. This machine, stretching an incredible 430 feet long and costing $70 million, plays a crucial role in the whole operation. The boring machine was named Mary in honor of Mary Winston Jackson, a trailblazing Hampton native and NASA's first black female aerospace engineer. Like any ambitious project, this one faced its share of challenges. The pandemic threw an early wrench into the timeline, delaying shipments of critical materials, disrupting labor availability, and causing supply chain hiccups that made staying on schedule nearly impossible. The pandemic didn't just slow things down, it also drove up costs. Everything from steel to concrete and fuel and labor suddenly got more expensive, putting added financial strain on the project. HRBT had to work closely with VDOT to navigate those unexpected costs while ensuring progress didn't come to a halt. Beyond the pandemic, assembling and operating Mary itself came with its own set of difficulties. The machine was shipped from Germany in pieces, requiring months of meticulous assembly before it was ready to start boring. Every component had to be carefully calibrated, and the machine had to be tested extensively before it could begin carving through the tough mix of sand, clay, and silt beneath the Hampton Roads waterway. The sheer scale of this undertaking meant that even minor miscalculations could lead to costly setbacks. Geological challenges also posed a significant hurdle. The layers of soil and rock beneath the water had to be carefully studied and mapped to ensure safe and efficient boring. Unexpected ground conditions could slow down progress, requiring engineers to constantly adjust their approach. The depth of the tunnel, plunging 173 feet beneath the water, meant that precision was crucial. Even the slightest of deviations from the planned route could lead to a structural weakness or alignment issues that could jeopardize the whole thing. While Mary was hard at work underground, above ground crews were tackling an equally daunting task: modernizing and expanding the surrounding infrastructure. 5 aging bridges needed complete replacement, while 20 others required widening or repairs to handle the increased traffic. This part of the project was no small feat, requiring careful planning to minimize disruptions to daily commuters. Highway expansion in both Hampton and Norfolk added another layer of complexity as construction crews worked to add new lanes without bringing traffic to a standstill. A key component of the expansion is the addition of 2 general-purpose lanes for all drivers, along with a high-occupancy express lane designed to create a seamless 45-mile continuous network. This express lane is meant to ease congestion and provide a more efficient commuting option, but integrating it with existing roadways required significant planning and coordination. Utility relocations, environmental considerations, and right-of-way acquisitions added to the project's intricate puzzle, requiring constant problem-solving to keep things on track. Despite these challenges, progress continues. HRBT's expansion isn't just about building a tunnel, it's a massive infrastructure overhaul aimed at improving connectivity, reducing congestion, and preparing the region for future growth. Every hurdle overcome is a step closer to a more efficient transportation system for thousands of drivers who rely on these roadways daily. HRBT expansion milestones and future challenges. As of March last year, HRBT's expansion project made remarkable progress, achieving several major milestones. So far, the team has expanded North Island by 15 acres, reassembled Mary, which is the second largest tunnel boring machine in North America, completed the largest continuous concrete pour in VDOT history, and finished nearly 90% of the first 2 new tunnels. The project has also achieved some remarkable milestones. For the first time, a tunnel of this size is getting constructed between 2 artificial islands using advanced technology. Without this innovation, certain challenges might have been impossible to overcome. One of the biggest was excavating the launch pits, which are enormous areas about the size of a football field and dug 60 to 80 feet underground. Just imagine the complexity of digging that deep right in the middle of the James River. After completing the first of 2 new tunnels in April, the massive tunnel boring machine, nicknamed Mary, was turned around 6 months later and began digging the second tunnel. As of January this year, Mary had recently undergone reconfiguration for adjustment and modifications and is now back in action, pushing forward with the next phases of the project. The project has made some significant progress, and Mary is expected to break through the second tunnel later this year. After that, it'll be disassembled so workers can start preparing the new tunnels for traffic. With an estimated cost of close to $4 billion, the new system is designed to last at least a century, even in the face of harsh weather. Given the constant exposure to corrosive salt spray, engineers have opted for stainless steel in the bridge's construction to prevent rust and corrosion. However, concerns have been raised about how well the tunnel will withstand severe storms and the broader effects of climate change. Flooding in tunnels has proven deadly in the past. According to the EPA, intense storms linked to climate change are increasingly affecting infrastructure, making tunnels particularly vulnerable. Recent events highlight this. In June 2023, Norfolk's downtown tunnel was flooded after its pumping system failed. Fortunately, the closure lasted only an hour and no one got hurt. There's also a historical precedent for flooding at the HRBT. Back in 2009, torrential rains from a thunderstorm led to a water main break, flooding the westbound tube and shutting it down for nearly 7 hours. A later report revealed that the tunnel had fewer inspections and less maintenance compared to similar structures in other states. In response, VDOT introduced new detection equipment and procedures to prevent future incidents. The original HRBT that opened back in 1957 was designed with its close locations in the bay in mind and comes with several safety features. VDOT has standby emergency contracts in place to quickly remove water from both open approach structures and the tunnels when necessary. Currently, there are 4 tide gates that get tested at least twice a year to make sure they're ready to get used in an emergency. Each tunnel tube also has high-capacity drainage pumps built to clear water from the lower air ducts during extreme weather. Economic impact and environmental concerns of the HRBT project. The HRBT expansion is one of Virginia's most ambitious infrastructure projects, and as you'd expect, it comes with a significant economic and environmental implication. While the expansion promises growth economically and improved traffic flow, it also raises concerns about its environmental footprint. One of the most immediate economic benefits of the HRBT project is job creation. The construction phase alone has generated thousands of jobs, ranging from engineering and design to on-site labor. This employment boost contributes to local economies by increasing demand for housing, transportation, and daily necessities. Additionally, businesses that rely on efficient transportation, such as shipping companies, retailers, and tourism-related enterprises, are expected to benefit from reduced traffic congestion and improved accessibility. The project is also likely to attract more businesses to the Hampton Roads area. With smoother transport routes, companies may find the region more appealing for expansion or relocation. Improved connectivity between key military installations, ports, and commercial hubs could further enhance economic productivity. Over the long term, the project impact on property values could be substantial, with areas near the expanded HRBT potentially seeing an increase in real estate demand and development. However, large-scale infrastructure projects also come with economic drawbacks. That $4 billion price tag is largely funded by toll revenue, which could place a financial burden on commuters, particularly low-income residents who rely on the tunnel for daily travel. There's also concerns about potential cost overruns and delays, which could increase the final project costs and put additional strain on state and local budgets. Now, while the HRBT project is designed to improve transport efficiency, the environmental impact poses a significant problem. The expansion requires extensive dredging and land alteration, which can disrupt local ecosystems, including wetlands and marine habitats. Hampton Roads is home to diverse wildlife, including fish, birds, and aquatic species that could be affected by increased construction activity, sediment displacement, and potential water contamination. Additionally, increased road capacity may lead to higher vehicle emissions in the long term. While congestion relief can reduce idling emissions, a wider tunnel could encourage more traffic, contributing to air pollution and carbon emissions. Environmental advocates have raised concerns about rising sea levels in the region, questioning whether a larger road network is a sustainable long-term solution. To mitigate these issues, project leaders have implemented measures such as sediment control systems, habitat restoration efforts, and sustainable construction practices. However, balancing economic growth with environmental preservation remains a challenge that'll shape the future of transportation in Hampton Roads. HRBT expansion timeline and traffic relief plans. As we just mentioned, a new agreement was reached in 2022 due to delays caused by rising costs and construction setbacks. Under the updated timeline, the tunnel is expected to reach substantial completion by February 26, 2027, meaning drivers will be able to use it, though some construction is still going to be ongoing. The final completion date, when all work in the area is fully finished, is set for August 27, 2027. That said, the project could be finished sooner. The contractor has a $90 million incentive to finish substantial work by September of next year, which could bring much-needed traffic relief ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, according to the project manager, Bonas, one of the biggest changes in the project is the new eastbound bridge connecting the South Island to Willoughby Spit. This section will carry traffic into Norfolk and is built taller than before. While the added height offers better views of the Hampton Roads Harbor and Naval Station Norfolk, that's not the main reason for the change. The bridge is designed to stay above the salt spray, which will help prevent corrosion and extend its lifespan to last up to 100 years. Expectations are high, and many people are wondering when the heavy congestion on the bridge will finally ease. The good news is that a major traffic shift is expected to take place in the spring, bringing much-needed relief for drivers. Once the bridge-tunnel expansion gets complete, the connection between Norfolk and Hampton will be much bigger and better. The roadway is doubling from 4 to 8 lanes, with 2 brand-new tunnels handling that eastbound traffic, while westbound drivers will continue using the original tunnels. To keep traffic moving, the 2 inner lanes in each direction will be set aside for carpoolers with at least 1 passenger. But if you're going solo, you won't be left out. You'll have the option to pay a toll to use those lanes and skip the congestion. The goal is that these extra lanes will help ease the notorious traffic jams that have long frustrated drivers at the HRBT, making backups far less common. So, what do you think about this evolutionary project? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're committed to releasing 2 videos a week. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing, and be sure to hit that bell icon for more visionary builds. Thanks for watching.